So I'm going to start with the top right hand. Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the Chanel Blurry Grey Quad. I've already talked about the Blurry Mauve and the Blurry Green, and there's a Blurry Blue out there, but I didn't purchase that. I didn't think it would be one that I would use quite as often as the other three. So we're talking about the last one today, and I just had to take a break from talking about eyeshadow quads. I think between the Chanel releases and the Tom Ford releases, I think I talked about eyeshadow quads for like more than a week. So anyway, I took a little break. We're back. We're going to kind of finish up the Chanel Blurry Quads with this one. So I'm going to do what I normally do. I'll give you a close-up of the product. I'll give you some swatches. We'll do a demo, and then we'll have some comparison swatches at the end of the video. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. Here's a close-up of the quad. We have two matte shades up at the top and two shimmery metallic shades on the bottom. And here are the swatches. So I have the two top shades on the left-hand side and then the two bottom shades on the right-hand side. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but the darker shimmery shade, the shade that's basically in the bottom left-hand corner of this quad, is such an interesting shade. It has a very sooty base, but there is like a red metallic reflect in there. It is subdued, but it's there, and it's so interesting. So I cannot wait to show you guys that shadow on my eyes because it's really unique looking, and it was also a little bit of a surprise when I opened up this palette, and when I saw pictures online, I thought it was just gonna be like the darkest gray in there. I thought that maybe it was gonna be a metallic, but when I saw the little kind of duochrome shift in there, I got really excited. But the formula of this quad is very consistent with all of the newer quads that Chanel has been coming out with. The two mattes on the top are really creamy, really pigmented, blendable, really easy to use, just gorgeous on the lids. And then the two bottom shades, which are a shimmery shade, they're not like their older quads where they're very dusty and very glittery. These definitely have a creamier base. They're a little bit more opaque, and they're just not quite as powdery as the older ones. So personally, I enjoy this formula much more, and I've been really loving all of my newer Chanel quads. So why don't we go ahead and throw these onto my eyes. I have pretty much most of my makeup down. I don't have lips. I figured I would decide on what lip color I wanted to do once I did the eye look, but I have, everything else down. I'm going to start with the top left-hand corner here. I have my Tom Ford number 13 brush, and I'm going to brush this on the outer corner of my eye and then into my socket line area here. I'm going to bring it in a little bit on my lid here, maybe to about midway, and continue blending. This gray is so beautiful because it's a little bit on the warmer side. It's like an elephant gray, and I just think it's so pretty on the eyes. It's not quite as stark as like a very cool kind of mid-tone gray. I feel like those can sometimes be mysterious to use, but this I feel like is just kind of a play off of like a taupe. It's like a very cool taupe color. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of a smaller blender brush. This is my Esom S33 brush, and I'm going to go into this dark shimmery shade on the bottom. This is one that has that fun duochrome in there. And I'm going to place this on the outer corner of my eye, and I'm just blending that in towards the center of my lid. Basically kind of just layering it on top of that first gray shade. I have you zoomed in here. I hope you can see like the little red reflex that are in this shade. It's really so pretty, and it was really so unexpected in this palette. I am just lightly dusting it over my lash line because I'm going to be putting this lighter shimmer shade all over the inner portion of my lid, but I just want a little bit of depth there. And I'm picking up the smallest amount of product, and it is really going a long way. These are very pigmented shades, especially this dark one. Now I'm going to take my Chikuhodo GSN 9 brush, and I'm going to go into this light shimmery shade. And I'm just going to place this on the inner corner here, the inner portion of my lid, and blend it towards the middle. I like how this shade is warm also. It's not too white, it's not too icy. I find it gives you more of like a neutral kind of look. It doesn't look, quite too stark, like it's too white on the eyes. So it blends really nicely into this warmer matte gray shade. And last but not least, I'm going to take my Esom T05 brush, and I'm going to go into the dark matte color up here and use that as eyeliner. All right, there is the eyeshadow applied. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. All right, so here is my final look. This turned into an evening look pretty quickly once I decided I was gonna do a deep red dark lip. I'll link to everything that's on my face down below in my description box if you're interested in what is on my lips. I really didn't find that many similar shades to this quad simply because, again, I feel like the grays are a little bit warm in here. That little duochrome shift in this dark metallic shade is pretty unique, at least for my collection. All right, so that is it for the comparison swatches. Like I had mentioned, I really didn't find anything that was that close. The Chanel quad swatched up against a lot of the quads that I thought were similar, ended up looking much warmer than when I look at it on its own. When I look at this quad all by itself, I would not call it a warm tone palette. In fact, I would call it a cool toned palette. But when I swatched it up against all of those other quads that in my head I thought would be kind of close, ones that are much grayer, this quad just looked so warm next to those. So I thought that was really, really interesting. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.